Hi there, this is David, and it's just as good as February was for RPGs. We had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth come out on the 29th. After all, March is right around the corner, and there are some banger RPGs coming out this month too, and I want to showcase 10 of them today. It's a lot of strategy RPGs, and there's 3 of them that I really want, but a lot of them are pretty good as well. And also, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe for some more top 10s, news, and reviews, and hit that like button to show your love. And now, let's get over 10 RPGs that you can play this month. Number 1, Zorya, Age of Shattering, releasing on the PC on March the 7th. There's quite a bit of tactical RPGs releasing this month, and this one here is kicking things off. Here, battles are fought in a turn-based style where you control a squad of 4 heroes, each with unique skills and perks, as you travel through the world of Zorya, fighting off the hellspawn that roam the land. Interestingly though, as you fight and level up, you'll be able to develop your individual characters and classes, as well as enhance their skills, and not only will that help you out in battle, but it will also grant you access to previously inaccessible places, as well as side quests that you couldn't previously access. And, in a little nod to like the Suikoden series, there's even an outpost management system, where you can recruit characters to unlock new shops, resources, quests, and items. If this all sounds interesting to you, head on over to the Steam and try out the free demo. Number 2, Blade Prince Academy, releasing for the PC on March the 7th. While the previous tactical RPG was decidedly Western, this one is done with an anime flair that seamlessly blends real-time strategy, along with that kind of like paused gameplay style, where you're able to take as much time as you need to select your actions, kind of like the Diofield Chronicle or the amazing Growlancer series. Here, you're going to be taking control of a group of Blade Princes, who are highly trained warriors, as you protect the dark city of Abjectalia from all sorts of threats, unveil its mysteries, and keep it from falling into chaos. But don't forget that your Blade Princes are students too. So of course, you need to balance their academic and social lives along with saving the world. And hey y'all, if you are liking this, please be sure to subscribe for some more great content. And now, number 3, Unicorn Overlord, releasing for the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, the Nintendo Switch on March the 8th. This is easily my most anticipated game of the entire month. I've been looking forward to it since its original announcement like a year ago. It's just absolutely gorgeous, as you can tell that it is quality, because both Vanillaware and Atlas are behind it, and they really haven't made like a loser game yet. This is yet another tactical RPG, but it's made in the same vein as something like Ogre Battle 64, and it's set on the war-torn continent of Furthith, and you play as the exiled Prince Elaine, as he gathers allies to take back his kingdom from the evil General Valmor. But what sets this apart from other strategy RPGs is that this one sports an explorable world map filled to the brim with NPCs wandering around, various towns that you can explore, as well as some optional side quests. And because the world map is pretty open, you can take on the events and complete the story in whatever order you want. I cannot wait to get my hands on the full game, as I've already played the demo that is available on the systems. Number 4, Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition, releasing on the PC on March 21st. Games can't just come in like one part anymore, can they? I remember whenever I was a kid, when you bought a game, you got the complete package right then and there. Complete even with like posters and instruction manuals, even sometimes like strategy guides and maps packed in too. The gamers were happy and everyone rejoiced. Unfortunately though, I don't know whenever this seemed to happen, but that's a thing of the past. I guess it all stopped around the PS3 era or so, around the time whenever Xbox came on the horizon. Anyway, the original game came out about 2 years ago, then the Burning Shores DLC about 1 year ago, and now the obligatory Complete Edition is here, ready to take your money yet again. God forbid you just get to complete the first time, but boomer alert or whatever. So if you do want to get this now and you've missed it on the previous iterations, you might want to jump on in. Number 5, Dragon's Dogma 2, releasing for the PS5, Xbox, and PC on March 22nd. Along with Unicorn Overlord, this is another highly anticipated release for me. Here we have a single-player action RPG set in a high fantasy animalistic world. But what really sets this apart from many other action RPGs is that you don't just fight alone, or even with characters that like join up organically. Instead, you fight with pawns, who are AI-controlled party members you can pick and choose to join up with you depending on the situation. But what's so cool about it is that each pawn is actually owned by a different player. So whenever you're away from the game and you're not utilizing your pawn or playing, other people can select him and level him up and play with him. It's a pretty neat take, although I personally would much rather have multiple save slots, as well as organic party members joining me like in an Ease or a Mana game, but no one listens to this old fogey. Number 6. The Legend of Legacy HD Remastered, releasing for the PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC on March the 22nd. I'm not going to lie to you, I wasn't really the biggest fan of Legend of Legacy back on the 3DS. It was just kind of basic. That's easily the best way to describe it. It was almost like going back to an NES RPG, where the goals are really simple. You go inside of a dungeon, you conquer it, then you move on to the next one. That's about all that you got here. And despite being able to choose from 7 different heroes, the storyline is pretty bare bones at the end of the day. Much kind of like those Saga games that it takes its inspiration from, especially in regards to the sparking-based battle system. So, decidedly, it is not for everyone, but this game is absolutely gorgeous with a storybook-like presentation, and I'm just going to come out and say it. I am still kind of a sucker for a game like this. It brings me back to simpler times, reminds me of my childhood, and it's turn-based. And now with some quality of life improvements, I hope that it's a bit more playable than the original version, and I am waiting for a happy little surprise. Number 7. Rise of the Ronin, releasing for the PS5 on March the 22nd. Another day, another Souls-like. Except maybe not here, because this one actually has 3 different difficulty modes as well as a cooperative multiplayer mode, so it might actually be playable for someone like me who's terrible at these Souls-like games. This again is a single-player RPG set in the late 19th century during the final years of the Edo period, and it depicts the Boshin War between the Tokugawa shogunate and the various anti-shogunate factions who are displeased with the opening up of Japan to Western powers. In combat, you can use a wide variety of weapons such as katanas, scythes, swords, and even firearms. But not only that, the historic cities of Yokohama, Kyoto, and Edo can all be explored. And in your travels and combat, you can use a horse, grappling hooks, or even a glider. This seems pretty freaking cool to me. Number 8. Millennia, releasing on the PC on March 26th. There are various games that just define my childhood. Dragon Warrior began my love affair with RPGs back on the NES, and then Final Fantasy cemented that on the SNES. It was the same with action RPGs, with Crystallis on the NES, then Secret of Mana on the SNES. And then I also grew up to love 2D platformers with Mario and Kirby, and then beat 'em ups with Street Fighter II and Mortal Kombat. But what was the game that really made me fall in love with turn-based strategy RPGs? Well, besides Final Fantasy Tactics, it was Civilization, which we got for a computer back in 95 or 96. I would go down to the basement and play that all the time, and Millennia seems to be kind of like an updated version of Civilization, as you control your empire through 10,000 years of history, up into the space travel age, or even into variant ages, or alternative histories, as you can grow your civilization into whatever you want here. Number 9. Geneforge 2 Infestation, releasing for the PC on March the 27th. Unbeknownst to me, until this video, this is actually a long-running series beginning back in 1999, and the way that you play it is completely up to you. Do you want to use trickery and diplomacy to win the game without ever attacking a single foe? Well, you can. Do you want a ton of different factions to join, some of which are actually certifiably insane? Well, sure, why not? What about scorching the earth, devastating every single location that you find? That's certainly an option too, because here you decide who is good and who's bad. You can pick a side and just start fighting. Features a truly open-ended adventure. You're one of the Shapers, who are wizards with the power to create life. So if you want a tool, a trap, or an army, you just summon it into existence. And if you like these incredibly open-ended Western RPGs, then you might want to take a look at this one. And finally, number 10, Outward Definitive Edition, releasing for the Nintendo Switch on March 28th. Here we have an open-world fantasy RPG where you'll step into the boots of an ordinary adventurer defending themselves against threatening creatures and braving hazardous environmental conditions, all while keeping healthy and hydrated. The Definitive Edition includes the base game along with all the released downloadable content, including the Three Brothers and the Soraborians, along with a plethora of new and updated content, including new weapons, dungeons, and quality of life improvements. A couple of weeks ago, I did mention this on my new RPG news show, and I saw a ton of great comments about it from the audience, so this does seem to be a winner. So that's it for 10 RPGs releasing in March. Which of these RPGs are you most looking forward to? Let me know in the comments, because I love hearing from you. And if you like this video and want to join the channel, please consider following me over on Twitter, supporting me on Patreon for exclusive videos and early access to my content, or coming on over to my Discord to chat and hang out. The links to them all can be found in the video description. This has been David, and if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.